Hey guys, welcome back. My AirPods are one of my favourite tech accessories and I've been using the AirPods 2 since they launched. And they're still really popular. I still see loads of people out and about using a pair of first or second gen AirPods. But for Christmas, as a treat, I bought myself some AirPods Pro with the new MagSafe case. And I wanted to share with you my top 5 features of the Pros coming from the AirPods 2 for anyone else out there who's also thinking of upgrading. Now, I am a little bit late to the party getting these, but since their release, they've had a bunch of new software features added, and lately they've been pretty consistently selling at a big price drop too, even these with the new MagSafe case. So let's get started with the first feature, which is their improved design and fit. Like the AirPods 2, the Pros are in-ear earphones, but this time with rubber tips creating some passive noise cancellation and helping them stay in your ears as you move about. In the box you get 3 tip sizes, small, medium, which I use, and large, along with a lightning cable. They're shorter and more compact than AirPods 2 with a bigger, more rounded bud shape. Sweat and water resistant, rated IPX4, so you can't, go swimming in these, but they'll be fine for working out in and getting splashed with a bit of water. They sit deeper into the ear, and for my ears they fit and stay in place a lot better than the original design. I can jump around with these or go for a run and they won't fall out, which I could never do before. I used to have to use proper headphones, and they're just generally harder to knock out of your ears thanks to the shorter stems. If you've ever tried to take off a hoodie with older AirPods, I think you'll know what I mean. It's a bit kind of awkward. Both the stems have a force sensor used for things like playback controls and answering a call. There's no more tapping the earbuds like before. The press and hold control can also be customised in your AirPod settings, so I have the right AirPods set to cycle through noise control, and the left to activate Siri. You can still use Hey Siri, but I like to have a physical way of activating it too. I really liked the tap controls on my old AirPods, and I was a bit worried that squeezing the stems might feel a bit awkward or cumbersome, but it actually feels a lot more reliable, and sometimes I'd have to double tap the AirPods 2 a good few times just to get them to skip a song. The Pros also give you feedback as an audible click sound when pressing them, which is really useful. The setup process is just as easy as ever thanks to the H1 chip. If you've never owned a pair of AirPods, you literally just open the case near your iOS device, tap connect on screen, and you're done. If you're signed into iCloud, the AirPods will automatically set up with any of your other devices that are also signed in with the same Apple ID like magic. You don't have to go through and manually pair them each time. They can be paired with non-Apple devices too, using the traditional Bluetooth pairing settings on your device. The next feature is the improved sound quality. The Pros use the same H1 chip like all of Apple's current headphones, even the AirPods Max and the new AirPods 3. But unlike the AirPods 2, the Pros feature Apple's custom high excursion, low distortion driver and a high dynamic range amplifier, giving a big boost in overall sound quality. Music sounds so much richer with the Pros. I can hear more sort of nuances in songs, which I just couldn't with the second gens. And there's more clarity in the audio as well, more of a crispness to it, and just generally a wider dynamic range of sounds, which you just don't get with older AirPods. Bass is really good too for how small these are. So the big unique feature of the Pros over all of Apple's other in-ear AirPods, including the new AirPods 3, is noise cancellation. And it works really well. I've been really impressed with them. The silicone tips form a seal in your ear canals, already giving some passive noise cancellation. I use the medium-sized tips, but if you're not sure what size to use, you can do an ear tip fit test, which plays some music into your ear while the mics listen to any sound that might be escaping out the seal, and it can tell you if you need to use a different size. But the Pros also have active noise cancellation by using outward-facing mics on each of the earbuds to detect external sound, and then countering it with anti-noise, which sounds completely made up, but it's a real thing, cancelling out the noise around you. And it gets continuously adjusted too. Apple says at 200 times a second to keep you immersed. They won't filter out 100% of all noise, although I wouldn't have expected them to. But I have been using them a lot in the gym lately, and they're my new go-to for working out in. They do a pretty great job at filtering out the music playing inside, which can be quite loud sometimes, the sounds of other people working out or moving plates around, the treadmills, the machines. It's kind of a strange feeling at first, but it really helps me to focus by blocking out those distractions and let me listen to what I want to listen to. And then with a press and hold of the force sensor, you can switch from noise cancellation to transparency mode, which actively lets in all the sounds around you using the built-in mics, for when you want to have a conversation with someone or cross a road and listen for oncoming traffic. It works really well and it feels natural. I've had times where I forgot that I'm even still wearing them because of just how lightweight and comfortable they are in the ear. Since the Pros were first released, they've had a bunch of new features added, some of which you might not know about if you've never used any AirPods, like automatic device switching, announced notifications, and conversation boost, which is exclusive to the AirPods Pro. A big one, which is my next top feature, is Spatial Audio, which creates this incredible three-dimensional soundscape around your head when listening to music or watching films with surround sound or Dolby Atmos support. It's tracked to both your head and device movement by comparing accelerometer data, so as you move your head around or move your device, the sound stays anchored in place and dialogue sounds like it's coming from the direction of your screen. It's really cool. It feels like you're sat inside a real physical surround sound speaker setup, and it's just really immersive. Apple has a whole section on Apple Music of songs made for spatial audio that I definitely recommend checking out. I'll drop a link to the playlist below. Next up is the new MagSafe case, and this is the only hardware change that the Pros have had since they first came out. When Apple launched the AirPods 3 recently, they also did a mini refresh on the case, adding MagSafe support. So now there are 4 magnets sitting just inside the back of the case, so it will auto align and snap into place when you put it on a MagSafe compatible charger, like Apple's charging puck or a MagSafe battery like the MagGo made by Anker. But it doesn't add any sort of reverse wireless charging from your phone, which would have been nice, like you can with Apple's MagSafe battery. There's no way to purchase the MagSafe case separately as of yet, if you already have the Pros, but honestly, while it's nice to have, I wouldn't really see the point in buying a new case just for that. Other than that, it's identical to the old Pro case. Comparing it with the AirPods 2 case, it is a bit shorter and wider. It looks a lot bigger, but if you hold the Pros case sideways, it's really only a little over half a centimetre bigger. It still works the same, just drop your AirPods in to charge them, and it has everyone's favourite lightning port on the bottom for wired charging. And it supports standard wireless Qi charging too. My AirPods 2 case is looking a bit scratched and battered now after years of use, so if anyone can recommend a good quality case for the Pros, preferably one with a wrist strap attachment because I am clumsy, drop a comment below. So those are my top 5 features of the AirPods Pro for anyone thinking of upgrading from an older pair. I've been loving using them. The sound quality is a noticeable improvement coming from the second gens, with a fuller, more richer sound and a wider dynamic range. They fit me much better too, and they feel more comfortable whether I'm just at home relaxing or I'm out doing a workout. Plus they stay in my ears a lot better when I'm doing anything more physical like running. Since release, they've had a bunch of software updates, adding features like spatial audio and improvements to Find My. The noise cancellation is a real game changer coming from the 2s. You can really focus on your own music or film or your workout without any more distractions, and then bring the world back in using transparency mode. And this feature alone, I think, makes them a must for anyone in the Apple ecosystem, even over the just released AirPods 3, which do share a few of the Pros features like spatial audio or the more powerful drivers for better sound quality versus the 2s, but they lack any sort of noise cancellation, which is a deal breaker for me. The AirPods Pro retail at $250 or £240 here in the UK, but they're pretty much always around $60 or £50 off now, even for the refreshed ones with the new MagSafe case. So go check the link in the description if you want to pick some up and save some money. Apple are likely already working on the second gen AirPod Pros, and there's definitely some things that I'd like to see them add or improve upon, like more colour options like we have with the AirPods Max, reverse wireless charging as I mentioned earlier, volume control on the AirPods themselves. I have an Apple Watch where you can easily adjust the volume using the digital crown, but not everyone has one. A place to loop through a strap attachment right on the case would be pretty neat. I think the battery life is pretty good already. I only really use these for a couple of hours at a time, but any improvement here along with any to sound quality would be great to have too. It doesn't look like there'll be a newer pair released though until nearer the end of the year. If you've enjoyed this video, you can give it a like and let me know. And let me know in the comments what your favourite feature is, or what feature you'd like to see in some next-gen pros. Hit subscribe to see more tech videos from myself. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.